Hello, good evening, welcome. My name is Silvergun, and I'm joined by Nobly, and this is the first week of the No Logic 2024 tournament. So this is really exciting. How are you doing today, Nobly?
You know what? I have vacation, it's no logic time, and it's good times. There's no better way
All
to
right,
spend
sounds
vacation.
great. Yeah, I'm really excited for this race in particular because these are two of our newer runners that are relatively newer, but both are still, have proven like quite well in races in the past. So this should be a good one.
I mean, at this point, Muffin is a more veteran than I am. Man, he's making progress on that map day by day here. It's
Yeah,
so good.
that's true. It's a good point. Muffins has contributed a lot to the community with making glitched resources available. If you are wanting to get into glitches, there's tons of resources to help you out. It's actually not uncommon for people to look some of the more obscure ones up like during a race because some of the solutions are like that good that it's worth taking a little bit of a time loss to make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, one of the asyncs I was doing for the qualifiers, I was de-resting in asyncs, so I had forgotten how to do Deathfall Argus, and I struggled to do it.
Oh
So,
man, I don't.
and right after I finished, and I told Muffins, you know what? I had to hover the pits all the way across to get to Argus because I couldn't remember where the pits were. And he's like, "Oh, that's just on the new map now. It's fine. You can just use the map." And I was like, "Ah, are you kidding me? I didn't know there was updates."
Uh, That's disgusting that you hovered all that way. I mean, you deserve the time loss for that if you're able to hover that well. No, but don't get me started on the qualifiers. Like, one of them, I was not even really awake when I was doing it. That took me like an hour longer than it should have. I'm
Uh,
de-rusting myself. I took several months off from the game and just got a new SFC controller that works. It works great, but I'm not used to using the first party controller anymore, so I'm just recalibrating like all my muscle memory still. Uh,
all I can say is that I blame Crittle for pulling me into this tournament. So, when I saw the brackets and I saw like, oh well, if I beat Tracefire, guess who's my next opponent? Darn it,
oh yeah,
Crittle.
these brackets are absolutely stacked. Like I think there's not a single person in this like bracket that I would like consider like, oh, that's an easy win. They're like everyone is a scary opponent in this mode.
Yeah, and they are going now. So. All right, so they should be running now. Imagine forgetting that you gatekeep the race room as well. Because I was too busy opening Twitch chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I don't think they're going yet. Are we on like a delay here?
Yeah, it's a short delay on restream, so.
Oh, okay.
So what openings do we have? Like, what's the meta right now? Is it go Ice Cave or is it like?
I think the fake flipper, swim clip, water walk is definitely the best opener because those checks are never going to be a priority, so you might as well just get them out of the way.
We have two
We
Sank
got two
starters.
Sank starters, though, to contradict what I'm saying. The map of Swamp is one of the best maps we could find, assuming it's not a Green Pendant or something like that.
Assuming it's a pendant, it's the best map.
Well, forewarned is forearmed. If it is a crystal, I mean, it's still not good though. But
Compass. This isn't boss shuffle. We don't need those. Can we put them back? Can we upgrade them?
Well, I could think at least one of the blessings of fast ROM is that that counter will not lag the game anymore in dungeons. So it's not all bad to get a compass, I guess. It's just not helpful.
Are some interesting choices. Checking Lumberjack,
I,
one of the more interesting ones.
I mean,
No,
I always check it to see what it is, but I did not see what it was though. It was so
I've
fast.
heard both Malmo and Crit talk about. Oh, well, there's a like, oh, it's a cane over there, but like I really want it, but it's just too much to get it. So it's like, there's
You
probably
know, that's
ways around
funny.
anything, you know.
That's true. There are multiple solutions to all problems. But with that being said, last year or 2 years ago, whenever that tournament was, Krithel actually did do Aga for the lamp in that location. So, you know, take what people are saying with a grain of salt at all times, I think.
Wow, a lamp. Wow. I mean, that must be almost before the big solution of hook pushing era.
And for those that don't know, the lamp does a lot more than its intended functions. It can manipulate some values in the game, which can be used for other glitches, and we'll get more into that later, when or if it comes up. God, all these hoverers are disgusting. God, the Muffins just showing off like it's nothing. I have hovered before on rare occasion, but I've never hovered like that far, like just a standard gap, like the 2 tiles, I think is the most I've ever done.
That's a good item there. On right side, the powder.
Yeah, powder is really good for a lot of reasons. It can help with glitches, it's a good safety, it gives you another item check. Um, do we get the moon pearls? Or I was trying to catch up with chat here. Um, Regardless of if we have it or not, I mean, it's a helpful item, but some people, especially like some of the veterans, will complain about it because it can lead you on a false trail doing like Dark World, Overworld checks that are like totally dead. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in that regard, but it can be a really helpful item.
Oh, those are really good though.
Yeah, flippers and a sword in the well for SacriJuts.
A sword. You know what we like to do with those? We like to multiply those, right?
Oh yeah, and a bottle on the bottle vendor. Upgraded from vanilla though, it comes with green potion this time.
Yeah, you kind of want to blow the chicken up, not dash into it. Unfortunately, it's not a bunkable wall.
Oh, maybe a little bit of nerves there, or well, we'll see. But Muffin's doing the bomb farm
Uh,
in Graveyard Ledge. This is a common early thing to do.
oh, look at that.
The,
Cute
the
little lamp.
lamp in the back of the tavern.
And small key to GT there as well.
As you said though, sorry if I cut you off, but yeah, we definitely like to dupe items, especially things like swords. 'Cause there are several glitches that allow us to close chests and then reopen them, and those are legal in this rule set. So that location is a pretty easy one to tree warp, depending on, you know, what other equipment we find. Which is actually one of the things the Moon Pearl helps speed up a lot, actually, since it was mentioned
I know
earlier.
someone who would love to pick up that race game item like 3 times. That's for sure. I didn't catch what small key they found there on the ledge. Was too
I
busy
think
seeing
it was
what
ice.
ice. Let's mark that. Not that these small keys do much matter, but you know, it's
Yeah, I mean, you want to have one of each kind, I think, is a nice, like, peace of mind, but, yeah, small keys are never something that's totally required. Well, neither are big keys, but big keys are certainly a lot more helpful.
Ooh, that's an item.
Bow in Ice Rod Cave, that's a good item for Muffins there.
I guess
But
he
I
got
missed to what SacriJuts got in Desert.
he got half magic.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a really amazing safety item, especially since some of the glitches use magic, so it serves its regular purpose and additional value in this mode.
And yeah, some nice quadrant glitch desert going on here. Lets you go to the right side past the key door. Won't let
Yeah, that
us
was
see the item
nice.
unless we're lucky. Nah, not today. Small key to pod. We can read that.
Maybe doesn't know the camera correction or like didn't want to bother with it.
Yeah. That's why auto tracking is good. Otherwise, I need to menu for these things. So
Oh yeah, if auto tracking wasn't a thing, I would probably not even bother with tracking. Like I don't like even just marking pendants. Like I'll do it, but I don't know. I don't like having to focus on anything that's like not the game personally.
yeah, and we got a bow from water checks over
Ice
at
Rod Cave.
Muffins. Yeah,
Yeah.
ice came and muffins and water checks. I just combined everything he found in the one area because I didn't know which location it was.
I almost skipped the chest in Link's house for SacriJuts.
It's a good map though.
Yeah.
Got so many maps this seed. It's incredibly dangerous on how quick go mode can sneak up in this mode.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Pretty high variance mode, like some seeds. Like, I don't want to spoil which one, but we recently had a sub-hour race. But some of them are like total nightmare slogs that can take like 2 hours, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough game to be good at, and it's so unpleasant when it goes. Ugh. Ooh,
TR Big is one of the best big keys you can find that's not a cave key.
I agree to disagree.
Hear me out on this. Well, if you don't have Samaria, it still is good because it saves you one of the YBAs if you're going to do like the lava dive YBA. And if you do have Samaria, it saves the hassle of, skipping the big key in the first place to get to the boss. But, I don't know, just my opinion.
Yeah, we can speak of what SacriJuts is doing here. Restocking some bomb, getting that bomb counter up. There's many things you can do with bombs and arrows in this game.
Yeah, probably is anticipating some misslotting glitches, having the lamp already. So, definitely can make it comfier to have those upgrades. But specifically bombs, even without doing misslotting, are good to have because of like juking and other glitches that we do. The bomb management is a lot tighter than non-glitched rando.
Muffins, you have no magic.
I mean, I feel like we've all done this one before. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Remembers after dropping it. No, didn't
It's
run
like,
up to the
hey,
thing.
look, I'm just gonna show you guys how to do this and not do it.
It was a really good demo of skipping the hammer requirement.
Ah.
Yeah, that's another reason I don't like going to town too early, is things like that. But there are options like for and against the early Kakariko.
So now I can catch this again. Ice Palace, it was, yeah. Figured.
Yeah, I was right. I can read.
Oh, and Muffin did a really nice clip to get this small key over here. SacriJuts had to swim around to get, because he did one that he could skip the fence as well. It's really good.
Well, if SacriJuts has the flippers, so the water walk is different, so he couldn't do the clip.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have picked it up in that case.
Fair enough.
Muffin is doing.
Yeah, first YBA of the seed. Yeah. Going to Thieves Town. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this because when you have a potion, doing this is so nice.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if Thieves Town ends up being a crystal, that you save a lot of time on bombing the attic open. And you can clip through the wall to not have to do the quadrant glitch.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing escape. Some new checks on both sides here.
I don't care for whatever this setup Muffins is doing. You can use that rail like below the pit to set your Y pixel.
Ooh, a Quaco rat escape. Could be a thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that... Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of value that has in the future.
So these are also some checks that I missed out on seeing what was earlier. I guess that's because.
Oh wait, SacriJuts did not do this? What? That's... I don't know. I mean, clearly he doesn't have the Master Sword.
Yeah. I thought he would have done it since he was in desert, and he did Death War. I guess not.
Yeah. That's surprising. I don't know when he's going to get back to that. That could be a huge issue. If the other swords in the seed are difficult to find, and even if they're not, like, power level between Master and Tempered is pretty massive, if that becomes a thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's always 3 warp to get well sword, right? Stuff. So.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out, yeah. So SacriJuts not finding much in Escape, though, but does get the big key, which serves as one of our cave state big keys.
And I think Desert was a crystal.
Yes, that's correct. GC big key, cave state big key inside the castle, as is tradition.
As seeds do, you know? Just per usual.
Now to answer Mr. Bayer in chat, to get the exposition, I walk over all the way to the wall and do 1 frame buffer left, but I think 2 frames works as well.
I used to
for the clip.
Those clips, so for me it's completely different. That's where the TR big was.
Yeah, so SacriJuts doing the time bomb setup, using the fuse of the bomb to stop on one of the... I guess, like, didn't get it, or had some kind of issue, but The point of this is to stop on one of the last 2 pixels before the transition, so we can do the YBA. I mean, he doesn't have to do this, though. He has the sword, but the fighter sword visual cue is not as great as the master sword or above.
Tempered sword in Minimum Cave. I'm confused.
A nice juke by Muffins to get the King's Tomb item, which we don't know what it is. Oh, silver arrows.
Wow.
Only just an armory over there.
How do you upgrade to silvers in this track? Oh, there it is.
Yeah. I'm guessing SacriJuts missed the YBA. I didn't see exactly what happened, but he's not there anymore.
I'm just confused on what Sacri just did because he didn't do Minimoldum Cave either somehow.
Yeah, he did like the fake flipper and swim to Ice Rock Cave, but didn't do like the South Shore, like the dam and Mini Moldorm.
Well, he did the dam because he had the TR key, TR big.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just the race pressure is making him a little like mentally disorganized. I don't know what the reason for skipping Mini Moldorm Cave could possibly be. And Green Pendant Mire is good news.
Yeah, that's some nice dungeon we don't have to worry about. Oh, wow, we have all the pod keys in this scene. And we never need any. It's funny when you find those.
Well, the funny you say that. If Mire were to be a crystal, using the pod key in Hyrule Castle is a common thing, but not going to be an issue this seed, certainly. Whoops, Muffin a little miscalibrated on the teleport, trying to do a really cheeky skip there, but a 1 pixel off makes that a costly mistake, time-wise.
Yeah, but then yeah, have this clip to get back up. That I never do. I guess we're gonna see some quadrant glitching in Easter since we don't have the big key.
I think you usually want to do it if you have the big key, because you can open the door, then correct it afterwards, but I don't know, we'll see if there's any unusual routing going on here.
I thought quadrant glitch was to bypass the big key door.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the other... No, you're right. Well, no, actually, I was thinking of the quadrant glitch to get to the left side, that in the vanilla speedrun to get the big key early. But there's the other quadrant glitch is to skip the bow requirement. That doesn't actually open the door, though.
Oh. Skips bow. Interesting. Yeah, then I have no clue why we're diving Eastern. This is wild.
No, we've seen some, this isn't the first time we've seen some unexpected and unorthodox Eastern dips. I'm with you, though. This is wild.
I was
It's
gonna say, if that
rewarded.
was the Eastern big key, that would have been wild.
That's still one of the better big keys to find. I mean, if you don't have hookshot, especially.
Oh, we have the Eastern
Definitely.
big key.
Oh.
I have
Well,
no idea where that one was.
yeah, well, but mistakes happen from commentators as well as runners, so...
That's why we're in
good job on coming to Eastern Muffins.
Might be in my what you call it? Minimoldum's cave then. Because I catched the sword. Because I was sure that Sacri just did it and didn't find anything. And then I saw a sword all of a sudden in Minimoldum cave and was like, wait, what? So it might have been a big key there as well, to Eastern.
Well, we may have that question answered eventually. Just a vanilla heart container on the boss and a pendant. Well, I mean, that Hera big is not nothing, but...
Well, Hera is also a pendant though, but yeah.
Oh.
So we have
Well, I
all
mean, it's
info
more
then.
item checks. Yeah, I didn't realize Hera was a pendant. That's pretty unfortunate. If they have to delete the sewer door, then the big key is still useful, but I think that's looking pretty unlikely in this seed, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, you never know in seeds like this. So we should. I mean, Muffins should have knowledge.
Yeah, right, correct.
Because you have Green Pen knowledge, Eastern knowledge, and Heron knowledge.
Yeah, so it's a rod hunt, and probably needs a couple other glitch items to assist on the way, or some combination of items.
How do we solve a swamp from this state?
Yeah, that's a tough one, with only one bottle. Like, cause getting the prize with flippers is not really an issue. But, yeah, getting to the boss is another matter with no hookshot and only one bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Argus is on the plan list right now either, but you never know. All of a sudden you find Red Cane and then you have a plan, right?
Well, I mean, that is one of the best items in the game to have, if we do find it. Definitely. One of my personal favorites.
Buying bottles. Where are we going? Back to thieves? Question mark. I don't like that the two swords are in the oval like this, and we see SacriJuts just one sword. I don't like that factor. Because tempered versus fighter is such a huge difference.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
I mean, the good part is that we don't need to have a plan for Argus until we find both roles. Then we need a plan for Argus. That's the...
Well, you know, that's kind of dangerous thinking in a way, because, you know, one of your rods could be on Argus, but fortunately in this mode that we have two of each available. Well, they may not be available, but they exist, though.
I've never done this bomb setup thing.
Yeah, if I don't have a sword, I just bomb juke to Thieves Town, but... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it works.
I always saw
And
you
he
had to
gets it done.
spin YB on this, so... Well, not spin, but hold your sword out and then spin. Just get out. But that's just a me thing, I guess.
No, the sword is a good visual cue.
Oh!
But
Look at that shield!
Yeah, that might provide some nice visual cues. Not sure what else that thing is good for, honestly.
And we see the same thing happening on Muffins side. I'm confused. Why are we not using swords here?
Yeah, I agree. The sword, especially because Muffins has like a regular size sword, the visual cue is really nice.
Well, they get it on.
Yep.
So yeah. There will be some time save from Muffin here. We're not going to say teams down on. No? Okay. I guess.
I think he's probably just gonna go out and come back in on SacriJuts' side, because I mean, you have to go out and back in anyway to get the prize, so maybe he just wants to do it this way. It's not a huge deal. Since he didn't blow up the attic yet anyway, he still has to kind of do like a couple laps around, or at least one lap.
Yeah. Little run around thieves down. Those are good to have though,
Yeah.
Meyer smalls. Those I like because
Yeah.
top YBA Meyer, but Meyer's a pen in this one, so.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because Thieves Town is kind of awkward to route when you're coming in from the back. Like, I like to get the two on the left side on the way out, and then get the big key chest and the one before it on the way back in. That just kind of seems to make sense to me, because you're not running back and forth that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Shovel,
Cape on
on the other hand.
blind.
That's an interesting looking shovel.
Muffins making some good use of the powder on the whatever those, the bunny beam. Forgot what those were called.
Okay, so buyer has timed getting ambush chest, and the first chest is faster. Oh, Muffin. Forgetting that you haven't done these two is not faster.
Oh, so that sounds like what I was trying to say. I may not have expressed it like correctly, but that's what I was trying to say, is to get those, the ones you get first normally if you come in the front door. You get those on your way out. Oh, that is an unfortunate death for SacriJuts.
I mean, the good thing is that he could have continued, couldn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely could have, because he reset the dungeon.
Yeah,
Maybe he
'cause
just didn't want to. Yeah, he was in Thieves Town State. And it is a crystal, so that's gonna sting.
Yeah.
Which is just so unfortunate, because he had the powder as well. He could have, you know...
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he could have made it, like, super safe. I mean, the Hellway is really annoying, but... he had two chances to use the powder to refill before he got there.
We're going Pod. Adventures of Pod. I don't like this either, though, because Pod is hard consuming.
I mean... Doesn't have to do the boss, but... Actually, yeah.
Well, he doesn't have knowledge over Eastern, to be fair, so...
Yeah, but if you're doing... This is actually worse than the vanilla old all bosses fight, because at least vanilla had the mirror to... Well, actually it's the same, because 1 heart versus 2 heart doesn't matter, but I'd be surprised if we see a play for the boss. Unless he finds another sword, or the mirror, or something in here to help him out. Because we know he's not going to find silvers. Might find the hammer, that helps. Less hits required on phase 2.
Yeah, but you have the bow for phase 2 though.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on RNG. Like, if you 8 arrows versus 4 hits.
I'm surprised that Muffin didn't go for the powder again, now that he has magic though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe he just forgot about it, or
Maybe we're running
he
back?
just doesn't. Maybe just giving up on the location in general. I mean, skips. I think skips are defensible. That one in particular has several screen transitions associated with it, so I wouldn't, fault him for skipping it.
Did we get a desert big?
I don't think so, but regardless, I'm guessing this is setting up a save, but I'm guessing they're going to YBA for this, but I'm not sure actually what the plan here is.
Yeah, I'm confused. Unless we have like the big key, but I thought we have the big key.
Well, no, I don't. I just wasn't paying attention if Muffins went shopping or not. If they have a potion, then I mean it's just a spin YBA to get to the boss.
Mm. It might be that he bought a red potion and it might be Ram Corrupt Crash shenanigans.
Well,
That
this
might.
behavior shows me they probably don't have the big key.
Yeah, because it's VRAM if it's a red potion potential.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I've heard mixed reports of the VRAM crashing on Super NT. Like, I've heard some people saying that it worked fine for them, but like before, everyone always said not to do it. So, I mean, I don't play on Super NT, so I can't comment other than what I've heard.
One more shot for this. Otherwise, we need some more hearts. Oh.
They could just select buffer the YBA. I mean, it's not impossible.
And we need hearts.
The dueling bombs indoors. SacriJuts. Oh, Muffins decides to save and quit, but SacriJuts is attempting an auto door juke, which is going to be really difficult with 3 hearts, actually, but not impossible. And dang. So if he succeeded at that, it would have eventually ended up in Hookshot Cave. And you can take the play elsewhere from there, but unfortunate. A little bit tricky, because you have like multiple timings for when you're grabbing the bomb. The last one is frame perfect. The other ones are not, but it still is a different timing than the last step.
See much in pod. Doesn't feel like there was too much in pod, to be honest. I mean, most likely the key was to get, like, if they get a couple of more bottles, then you can go doing some desert YBAs over to swamp and some door jukes and whatever nonsense you feel like.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. That's a good point. I was just catching up with chat a little bit. So I haven't had it happen to me, but others have reported VRAM crashing recently, so that explains what the death warp was for a safety save in case the game crashed or hard locked or something like that. And I also didn't really see anything in pod like of value, but I could have missed it, but I don't think so. SacriJuts with a fake flute.
Well, there was a bombos at least in. info, but it might be nothing, might be something. Who knows?
Well, it does make Ice Palace not like fully available because of their other items, but if the fire rods are in Ice Palace, that could be an important item. Big Key of Mire was here. Probably is not going to be used. And the Desert Small. Okay.
So we have a couple of extra desert smalls over there.
Oh, there was a fire rod in
Oh.
I think that's the compass chest in pod. The one with the turtles by it. Normally there's turtles by it anyway. No, there aren't right now.
Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know, what SacriJuts did with the fake flute, it gives you, letting you use the flute in the Dark World, or the flute menu rather, gives you a super bunny, and we can use that to pull on a tree or something like that, and it gives you a temporary one-time use link state.
Why are we doing this?
What, the statue drag or the overworld navigation?
I'm talking about Sacri.
Oh, maybe you wanted to check the medallion? I don't know. Which, knowing that it's a pendant, I probably wouldn't care about it, but
I was more
I don't
thinking
know.
of leaving my shed, but yeah, I guess Hype has 2 more items, but
Yeah, I mean, with this loadout, as soon as SacriJuts enters into an entrance and comes out, he will be a bunny again, so technically could go back for Meyer Shed afterwards as a bunny if you want to clip for it and then get bonked into the door with the bird, but even though I would consider myself good at doing that, I won't defend it as a time commitment. It takes a while to do that.
ayo, it's a hammer.
Hammer, book, and bottle in Hype Cave. Interesting.
You know, this is a good thing because I love doing Hype Cave early, especially with an early bottle because I can check the 5-6 crystal immediately. So I would love this scene.
Yeah, Hype Cave can be a really strong play, and having the info on prizes is nice if you... Assuming SacriJuts
Oh, here we go.
doesn't already know. I don't know.
Now it's time for me and Molon came on SacriJuts side.
Yeah, I'm really glad to see this. And meanwhile, Muffins has successfully defeated Helmasaur King. And he used a glitch called Statue Drag to Helmasaur to get there, which basically involves abusing a statue pulling animation and some careful camera manipulation.
There was these.
So we okay. Well, let's see if SacriJuts gets baited into going to Eastern as well, or has a map for it.
The sad thing is that he didn't do the Duke to King's Tube, so he don't get his silvers.
Yeah, I tried to emphasize the importance of those jukes to people in the Mentor tournament, but
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not one to talk because I never do King's Tube Duke myself, so...
Well, I mean, you're missing out on an item that I would say most people are going to get when you go there, so you're putting yourself at risk. In this case, it happened to be a good item. Not an amazing item, but certainly a good item.
We see another attempt of this hookshot cave Duke thing. I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, so for the last one, you need to press right and then press A 1 frame after the right press. For the other bombs to get to that final position is not frame perfect. You just gotta kind of get in there. I mean, it is a little bit tricky.
Oh, good pack on the...
That's the variety plenty pack or whatever that one's called. So SacriJuts is getting baited into Eastern, which I think the only thing we found here was the Harabig, which is, you know, which might be important if they want to unlock Swamp from Hera, but I don't know if we even have the Hera Small to do that. So far, the hookshot has eluded us.
Mimics, please.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with your movement, but having Tempered Sword, you could just kill one of those, like, very quickly. You don't have to do this, what Muffins is doing. Well, and Silvers, too. You could just... Oh wait, actually, never mind. I take that back. You can't because you're desynced. I can't remember if it's this one or the quadrant glitch, but if you... I might have been actually misspeaking there, because sometimes you're desynced from the sprites and you actually can't kill them. I forgot which is which, though. I'm sorry, what was going on? Tell us what you saw that made you laugh.
It was the fact that you were talking about killing them, but you can't because you're... Oh. Thanks, Seed.
Hookshot in Hookshot Cave. Oh, classic. No, in one of the setups you can kill them, though. I can't remember which one it is. Maybe it's the quadrant glitch one.
Yeah, maybe.
Definitely one of them. I just don't remember which one it is.
I mean, Malmo's pretty happy with finding the hookshot right there, right? Just not in the other chests, I assume.
Well, Muffins can hover, so Muffins probably doesn't care either way. Probably would have preferred it be in one of the hover chests.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another fire rod in Eastern. Interesting.
Let's see, we found the mushroom. And we did...
Also, Malmo in chat is saying that you can't kill the mimics, so if you do the quadrant glitch, you are able to interact with them, but not the bomb juke. There are two ways of, like, getting to Hookshot Cave from Pod, for people that don't know.
So, we now have hook push. And this also solves Swamp Palace, by the way. Swamp Palace, what?
Yeah, having the hookshot to just get to the back of the dungeon is nice.
So, we're... Right now we're ice rope hunting. Oh. Imagine we're playing Glitch Seed and, you know, I haven't marked boots for either runner, even though we start with them.
Details, details.
Oh yeah, and this is also a nice little thing about getting the hook shot.
Yeah, our first hook push, specifically a stuck push, on Muffin's side. Good using the boomerang, which is not necessary in this case, but it works.
It's just to show off, I guess, right?
Just adding some extra distance that we don't get to see, you know. So for anyone that doesn't know what doing a hook push means is basically we're manipulating values in the game. So basically the misslotting is... So everything Link creates is Ancilla, and there are 2 rows of slots. By putting things in the back slots that aren't supposed to be there, we can manipulate the data that the hook shot reads, essentially, is what's going on. So, you know, what it boils down to is we can go flying through walls and bypass all kinds of other obstacles that we're not supposed to be able to do. So, that
Yeah.
was a nicely demonstrated first try push from Muffins.
We also get to see the Eastern Palace going to Meyer area from SacriJuts, which is nice. He already knew the medallion, so he can open it and go in and search. Doesn't necessarily need to be the boss because it's a pendant. There's like, what, 6 items he can get in here?
Yeah, Malmo making a good point in chat about the boomerang. I was joking about it, but it does make it easier to use the boomerang because it stays on screen longer than the lamp flames. I'm guessing was the intent there actually, but there are other purposes for using the boomerang with that kind of a setup. It's just that wasn't the case this time.
Muffin there doing some good work on not opening that door with that small key, because that is not a hierarchy, it's a swamp small, if you didn't know.
Yeah, so we do have the hierarchy. That's actually important because the hierarchy, as you said, is generally assumed to be used in swamp in this kind of a mode. So did Muffins flood before doing this? I wasn't
He
paying
did.
attention, apparently. Okay. Nice.
And we find Ice Palace big on Meyer.
Well, depending on what's in that chest, that could be helpful.
Ah! Look at that.
The Moon Pearl and Swamp. Well, that's going to speed up Muffin's travel around the Dark World dramatically.
Oh yeah. The good thing is Pearl allows you to do things much faster.
Yeah, definitely. It can lighten the load for glitching. Like, entering Turtle Rock is now, you know, just an overworld clip. You don't really have to do any series of glitches, like, well, other glitches than clipping.
This also, like, Pearl lets you do less things with bottles, basically, for me. Oh, finally we get a tempered sword over here. SacriJuts. Finally we are equals. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, routing from SacriJuts definitely was a little unorthodox early on, and not sure what the reason for that was, but I'm glad to see that he eventually cleaned up those locations.
A third bottle in Swamp Palace. The one thing I didn't like though is that he didn't spend the keys from Meyer to open Swamp, because that would have given him Pearl as well. Because if he just went there and Death Ward back, he could have done exactly what he did and gotten into Desert.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I've actually done that myself. Exactly what you said in the past in Seeds. Because so
regardless, you know that a swamp needs to be opened somehow to get somewhere in the scene. And just doing it from Meyer just relieves you from... Because even if you don't get a hook shot, like... You don't have to open here, go climb Hera and clip down and blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Because that's...
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
So if only he did it there, then he would have gotten a pearl, and that could have actually speeded him up a bit and gotten him well back into the race. Because right now Muffin is just driving.
Yeah, definitely has a substantial lead at the moment. And for those that don't know, what we're talking about is you can clip from Mire into Hera and then do the same clip that Muffins did to get into Swamp. So knowing that, you can use the Mire keys to unlock Swamp rather than the Hera keys, and you don't have to climb up Hera.
Yeah, because doing that from Hera without a hookshot is just a pain.
I mean, it's not ideal. That is certainly true. And another interesting point is you could get the green pendant from Mire by doing Swamp
Yeah, well,
if you want to.
he didn't have the hookshot though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, in theory he could have, but not in practice, unfortunately. But I think it's interesting, like it's like just that you have that option, because if you kill the boss, it will warp you to the front anyway, and then you can like YBA to Hera and still pick up the prize like quite quickly still, but
I'm not sure what Muffin's plan with 2 blue bottles are.
um, probably Ice Palace. Wants a backup in case
I
they
mean,
missed the first one on Cold Stir.
I don't like going Ice Palace here at all. I like you just got Pearl. And if you ask me, you can clip to Swamp outside of Hype Cave. I mean, it's Curse, it's Flipper clip, but... I would
Well, you
just...
mean you don't like going to Ice from Kakariko, is what you're saying? You'd rather just do the overworld glitch?
the thing is that with Pearl here, I would just go Skullwoods, because you need to do Skullwoods, and then I could, you know, after Skull, just go and clip into Ice with a blue potion, instead of wasting one to YBA into Ice. Well, that's...
Oh no, the Muffins isn't going to YBA, and they're going to Hook Push.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, hook push either way. That, yeah, I feel like this is probably slower for me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Muffins doesn't have the mirror, so... Like, well, and you're not usually walking out of Skullwood, so... I don't think in this case it makes a huge difference, but... We'll see.
Speaking of Skullwoods, we're here. Just on the wrong screen.
Well, I mean, SacriJuts has the Fire Rod and needs to get this boss kill in Crystal anyway, so we'll see what's here. Yeah, so far just a big 20. And a big 300 or 100. I couldn't read it actually.
Yeah. It's also more to me that Ice Palace is a lot of slower checks compared to Skullwoods for me when you have Pearl.
Yeah, I mean, Skullwoods isn't terribly item dense, but yeah, it's super free to go to Skullwoods if you have Moon Pearl. That is definitely true. There's the Desert Big, after both players already did the dungeon. Alright, the Muffin's showing us a nice Dashtress again. Big fan of that. He's just saving bombs.
Yeah. For me, like, Ice Palace with YBA, say, it's 3 items. Especially when you don't have Kane.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but Muffins knows that he has to kill Cold Stare and get the crystal anyway, so this, like, it's not unreasonable to, like, skip items in one dungeon and then do another dungeon later and check items that are, like, more convenient to check, but, I don't know, nice Ice Palace bomb jump hover, skip.
It's just for me that like this makes a lesser play. I mean, you know it's a crystal, you know you need to do it. It's just like all of a sudden if you got a hammer and you unlock more chests and I don't know.
No, you're right. If Ice Rod ends up being here and it is hammerlocked, that is going to be a big problem if Muffins doesn't find the other one. You're
I
not
mean,
wrong.
he can just hook push this and just get all the items. It's not that, but it's just you don't do that.
Nah, I mean the hook pushing in that H room is generally considered pretty freaking cursed. Like you're risking EG in that room, which it is possible to mitigate that risk, but yeah, I'm actually not even sure how I would do that without, like, I'm so much more comfortable with setting up Samaria hook pushes. Like, I feel like I have more control over how to do the hook push and, like, control, like, where I'm going and, like, where it's gonna stop and things like that, but, yeah, that's just me. I'm not gonna say it's impossible to do, but with this loadout, but I would be surprised if we see that.
I
Red
mean,
Boom and Ice.
there is no world where I would ever hook push to Age Room. I've had a seed where I was like confused because I didn't know. Like this was early stages of no logic in, and I had a spoiler. I'm like, how do I even get there? And that like in that seed, that was my hammer.
Hmm. SacriJuts gets a nice kill on Mothula, but still hanging around to check some items.
Yeah.
Alright, so Muffins remembering to open the select menu is very important for blue IBAs. Unfortunately transitions, but is going to set it up again.
YBAs are cursed.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those weird glitches. It's like you can get consistent at them for a while, and then you think you got it, but then like randomly you just like miss them again, and it's like, thought we went over this already. It's very hard to be consistent at this. So, for anyone that doesn't know, so what this glitch entails is drinking the potion on the same frame as you transition. So using this kind of a setup with a bomb snap and an auto door, basically you just have to smash the up button and the Y button at the same time. Sounds simple. In practice, it's actually quite difficult. And actually, for this specific one, you actually also have to charge a sword and release the sword after pushing up and Y. So that's another added layer, of complexity depending on how you like to grip your controller. The YBA that SacriJuts just did was a regular YBA, not the spin YBA, for example.
I can tell you, doing YBAs in a race, it gets tense on your arms because you're sitting there, you know, like I need to press these two buttons, and you know, you spend a lot of tension in your muscles as well.
I agree. I definitely have experienced that. But I think Muffins is trying to be too safe because clearly is favoring the up input over the Y input. Like sometimes you just gotta like go for it. Especially because Muffins has 2 potions. I'm pretty sure didn't drink one of them yet.
Well, now he has no health. Oh, yeah, he's got bomb damage also. It's fine. Oh, there we go.
Alright, that looked good. And Tamp Slam. You love to see it. Yeah, on the topic of spin YBAs, I like to do it like similar to an overworld boots clip. I'll press the sword button with my left thumb, and then use my middle finger and thumb on my right hand to smash the inputs. It generally works pretty well for me. Nice kill by Muffins. So where do you think the ice rod is going to be in this seed? Or the ice rods, I should say.
It's in 2 of 216 checks. That's all I can say.
Well, you know, did SacriJuts check the tablets? Because that book is one of the few potential advantages that he has over Muffins. The hammer is another one, so but not having a glove, it's hard to utilize the hammer in a lot of cases.
Yeah. I didn't even see that we had the book. So...
I was in Hype Cave.
Oh yeah. Along with the hammer. I was so excited about the hammer that I forgot the book, I guess.
Yeah, hammer is a good item. It's a good weapon. Then, as we already discussed, skipping the hammer requirement for item checks is quite obnoxious.
I mean, if you're asking me where I would put the ice rod in this seed, I would say Spike Cave for all misery.
Well, the hammer is going to be extra important in that case. I mean, there are ways to get around that, but nobody is going to do that until it's like last location. You could hook push into Spike Cave, or you could do a conveyor for like via the library, if you want, if you really want.
There are EG specific glitches are not allowed, and like some other small things I don't really know. I should know, but I don't do those glitches anyway. So there are some that aren't allowed.
Well, I don't want to be watching the seed for like 3 hours, so I hope it's not in. I love our runners, but I hope it's not in Spike Cave for their sake, and for mine.
Spike Cave is cursed if you don't have Pearl, but at least we have Pearl, so Spike Cave is... Oh, this is the Ice Palace big play.
Well, Muffins has Pearl. Oh, it's an ice rod is in the... What? Oh, no. Okay, you know, I didn't disagree with you. I was pretty neutral, but you were right about the Ice Palace play, jumping the gun. You were definitely right about that one.
You know, that's a spot for it. I mean, at least for Muffin, there's another one. But where?
Oh, Muffins is never going to get back to that check, like, literally never. So, Muffins is going to have to find the other one and hope that it's not on Trinex. Which I have seen before, for the record, I've seen it.
The good thing here for Muffin is that he has time. Time is on his side for now.
For now, yes. Time is a fickle mistress, as they say.
Because right now, SacriJuts has no answer to Swamp Palace. That's for sure.
No, they do. The 2 bottles with flippers is enough.
Is it though?
Yeah, technically you don't need flippers even for the boss, but because of the new tech, well, let's not even get into that. The old tech, you do the double YBA from desert via the door, and then you run up and down the stairs to reset your tile set, and then you can just swim to the boss.
Oh. But the camera, will it be unlocked for that? Or will there be
Yeah, yes, the double east YBA will allow you to skip the first phase of the fight. That's correct.
Interesting. I've never done that. For me, I'm relying on so many items for Small Palace. I just pray that isn't a pen every scene I play.
Well, now you know. But I'm assuming you're used to doing the spin YBA after the double YBA.
I'm used to not dealing with Swamp. And if I have to
Okay,
deal
well,
with Swamp,
fair enough. That sounds like a good option too.
if I have to deal with Swamp, it's like a 30-minute misery of me doing Deathfall Argus. So,
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It won't help you with the crystal, but there is a death hole setup you can do with 2 bottles discovered by Dot Dot.
yeah, I heard about that.
So it won't help you with getting the crystal though, but it will help you with getting the boss kill.
Well, getting the crystal is fine for me, because the fake clipper thingy. Where is Muffins?
There's a little discussion in chat of what the worst location in NL is. Mr. Buyer says Spike Cave.
200% spiky.
Yeah, I remember the last time I checked Spike Cave and No Logic Seed. I definitely have. It was one of those nightmare, like, Broad Hunt seeds. But, yeah, if you don't have Pearl and Sword, or not Sword, Pearl and Hammer and Glove, yeah. It's not reasonable to check that. Like, you can check it, technically, if you have, you know, Lamp and Conveyor, but it's so slow. It's unreasonable.
Yeah. And there we go. SacriJuts is now at Conster.
Yeah, that was nicely done. It picked up a little bit of time on Muffins by getting that quicker. And I still can't believe that Ice Rod location.
Yeah, that
And you
Meyer
said the
dip.
Ice Palace, yeah, Ice Palace Big was in Meyer, right?
Yeah. Like there's no way or no world where Muffin goes Meyer and gets Ice Big and goes back to Ice Palace.
Yeah, I could see the Meyer dip, but you don't get Ice Palace Big and then go, oh, let's check on that right away. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Muffin gets Glove and Hammer.
They're
Then I
about to
might
get
go back.
Hammer, yeah.
Because that unlocks 3 checks in Ice Palace at least, but I still don't see any world where Ice Palace is on the table.
Well, it's not over till it's over. We've seen these seeds get pretty crazy, and SacriJuts still not having the hookshot, which is in Hookshot Cave, amusingly enough. You know, it
Yeah,
has to do things the old-fashioned way until then.
it was a bit unfortunate because they tried to juke into Hookshoe Cave. So
Yeah. Yeah, having... See, you know, this is a good example, I want to say, one of my points of view about no logic. I see people skipping heart pieces and occasionally even full heart containers. If SacriJuts had picked up every heart piece they found on the way, which, well, maybe there weren't that many in the seed, you never know, but trying to bomb juke with 4 or 5 hearts, especially that specific juke, is a little bit stressful. And my advice is to pick up every heart piece you see in heart container, because so many of our glitches involve bombing yourself. But that's just my point of view.
yeah, was gonna say, what is Muffin going to Pyramid to check it before doing this Pyramid Fairy swim?
A little bit of efficiency, time loss for sure.
Disrespecting the fairy giving us bottles? How dare he? So, where are we going, Muffin? Are we beating Moldor? Nope. I guess this is a TR Lace Bridge play.
Yeah, I mean, Ice Rod and CR is, I would say it's not uncommon.
I
There's
mean,
no guarantee, but
I am,
we'll see.
if anything, surprised that we're not in GT, but
Yeah, GT is a tough one. I mean, like, if you're like me and you've seen it be totally barren of anything good, sometimes you can kind of lose faith on it. There's also the factor that this late into the race, that's a lot of time commitment, even though it is a lot of checks. So, or you might assume that your opponent has been there already, so you're just gonna mark it off the list. So, I don't know, there are a lot of considerations with that. It's impossible to know in the middle of a race, like, what your best call is, honestly.
that's why I like to be unpredictable in No Logic. You never know what I do, and you will never know.
Oh yeah, trying to meta in this mode is
Yeah, it's
very, very difficult. If not impossible.
yeah. We are on Argus here. Helmasaur Nobly. That's not boss shuffle, as I said earlier. This has to be GT for Muffin, right? I'd be surprised.
I mean, probably. Yeah. Camera's still, you know, broken, so... And that does point to going to GT. Yeah, this is a GT clip.
Could be a super jump for all you know. But
That's true. Already, Muffins just was at South Dark World, so... That seemed unlikely. Another crystal for SacriJuts, catching up here.
look at that, the glove. You can now do more things in ice. Who would have thought?
Oh yeah, that reminds me, we haven't seen Back of Escape, have we?
Yeah. And this is why I was like, you know, going ice when you just got the pearl. Like you have Hype Cave 4 items, you have Skullwoods 7 items. Like there were so many things though. Now, hey, look at that, we found a glove in GT. Behind that hammer we would have gotten in Hype Cave. Oh, never mind. Just go GT.
I also want to point out that it's pretty easy to get that item without hammer, especially if you have hookshot. But, yeah, that's a really good find for Muffins. It's really unfortunate for SacriJuts, though, who had a bit of a rough start on this seed.
I was gonna say, where are we going? But then I saw the bomb count. But yeah, that's really unfortunate for SacriJuts because that was like their one out. Is that
Yeah, and that wasn't even deep in GT either. That was, like, pretty immediate payout.
yeah, and this is the pod to Hera to unlock Swamp for SacriJuts.
Yeah, so putting those pod smalls to actual good use. Alright, so this is a laser bridge play, just a different method of accessing it. It's showing us a nice stuck push there. Leaving and re-entering to reset the dungeon changes it from cave state to Turtle Rock state, which is what we want to collect the prize after the boss is killed.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean this saves potion. What am I talking about? Potion. Doesn't save any potion if you just did it from clipping.
Yeah, I probably would have went for the overworld clip if you have Moon Pearl, just to... yeah, I'm not sure if that... If it saved time, it wasn't much, but it was fun to watch, though.
Whee! We fly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Muffins has
speaking
been doing some really good stuck pushing. I think everyone has been first try so far.
oh, this magic is a bit. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we're activating a flute. Let's see, we got one. I'm not sure where we got that flute. On SacriJuts side.
A good question. Probably Skullwoods would be my guess.
Well, they just got it. Somehow.
Oh. I don't know. Well, the only reason I said that was because Muffins skipped a lot of stuff in Skullwoods, but and doesn't have the flute. So, but yeah, I definitely could be wrong about that.
Hmm.
Oh, Muffins has the 7 crystals and is about to make a play for Agatu, which is a requirement in this mode.
Yeah. Lava living. Push lava live.
Yeah, it looks to be going for the stuck push option. There are many ways to get into the lava, but once you do, it just happens that the game warps you to Agatu.
But yeah, it's been a very nice race. It's just unfortunate things has happened on SacriJuts' end, and then Muffin with the nicer GT rod there.
That was extremely fortunate for Muffins that that ice rod turned up so quickly. Like, that literally could have been anywhere. It could have not even been accessible. But, in Muffin's defense, though, he played a really good game. The execution has been on point for the most part. Just the only, like, real hiccups were the getting to Colts there.
Yeah.
But still managed to do it without having to redo the entire dungeon, though, which is
Oh yeah.
important.
Oh, been there, done that. Y base failed, and you lose 10 minutes easily.
To answer a question in chat, if a player finds a new glitch, can they use it in the tourney before they tell anyone? Well, I am not a tournament administrator, but what I would have to say to that is that most of the quote-unquote new glitches that are being discovered are applications of ones that we already use that are just applied in new ways. So I would have to say probably yes, but again, I'm not an administrator, so I can't answer that question. Oh, yeah, sorry. TR is not marked, but Muffins
Oh
has
yeah,
completed it.
it's my end, man.
I mean, you are doing double duty, so we will give you some slack. And much appreciated, by the way.
It's rough to. I haven't tracked with the key sanity tracker in a while. And yeah, I should be able to set up for a nice double after this. Oh, is this a double? Nah, just going for the singles. And there, SacriJuts gets his Thieves Town down. Only missing Swamp, TR, and Aga 2.
Alright, everybody, get your GGs in chat for Muffins. I'm gonna take this one home. Earning the win with an official race time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 12 seconds. Not a bad time at all. And SacriJuts has decided to forfeit. Oh, that's interesting. SacriJuts is saying that they don't feel like they're in go mode in the race time chat. Maybe isn't comfortable with the double YBA to get to Swamp or the double YBA to Shrinex. But we'll see about getting them in for an interview here. Nobly, you have to mark them as finished so that they can get the invite.
Where do I do that?
It's
Oh,
on the
yeah.
tracker control. It's been a while since I've done it, but I believe that's where it is.
Now they should be getting invites. You know, the key sanity tracker is so big, you know, so I didn't even see. You know, down there,
Yeah.
it was done and forfeit.
Yes, who can be bothered to read those buttons? I mean, anyways, we're joined by the winner of our race, Muffins. Congratulations.
Thank you. GG's.
Yeah, GG's. Oh, it became a race when Ice Big was Ice Rod over here.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was gonna be. I was never going to my GG's SacriJuts.
GG's. That was a tough early game.
It was quite interesting. There was some unfortunate events on your end, like the Thieves Town death, the going to Hookshot Cave Duke, like those small,
Yeah, and missing. Yep.
small unfortunate missing of the text, led to a wild stray. But then you kind of pulled back with the ice rod, cause we knew that there's no way Muffin gets the ice roll. Just there's no way. So it was quite exciting. But then
Yeah. Where was the second one?
DM room in GT.
Oh,
So it was quite free the second one as well. So.
yeah.
And I had cleared so much, like GT just had so many things. That was where I was going next after Hype, which I was glad I found the hammer in Hype Cave, so I didn't have to bomb juke to DM room.
For once, Hype Cave was actually hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was quite like both of you had like interesting routing decisions. So.
Yeah, my routing was interesting. Is a way to put it.
Yeah.
Actually early.
The good thing is that Muffins got to show us quite a nice chunk of stuck pushing, though.
Yeah.
Those were pretty clean. So.
Ah,
I was very glad when the hook shot turned up.
Oh yeah, I was so close to hook. Missing that bomb juke costs a lot.
It took me a few times, and I could not YBA this seed. I don't know, like, the last couple of seeds I've ran, I just have so much trouble YBAing.
I tried the
Yeah,
bomb
it definitely happens. Sorry.
I tried to bomb juke, but I only had like five hearts, so not many tries.
I did it when I killed Helma and went back afterwards so that I had the fairies to refill on.
Yeah, I was in cave state at this point, so there was no fairies.
Yeah. I mean, Muffin was the one with the super early knowledge.
Yeah, so Eastern was normally Eastern's quite a gamble. It's really slow, but in this case, I either did it and got a crystal, or I did it and got all my information. So I was like, I'm just doing Eastern.
Yeah, like we were quite happy when we saw that, like Eastern gave everything. Like, oh, we have all info now, so we know we need this and this. So yeah, it was quite nice. And then we was worried because we saw SacriJuts down by Ice Road Cave area and stuff, and hadn't done Mini Moldorm's cave, and like, how is he gonna miss out on swords? Because there was like one there and one cave 45 that was skipped early on. It's like all of a sudden Muffin had a tempered sword and there was a fighter sword on the other end. I was like, this is gonna be interesting. So
yeah, I didn't know how to put it back in my routing because I didn't have bombs at this point.
yeah. Also, Muffin's nice Kingstone Duke to get silvers and Kingstone there as well. So
Yeah, thanks. That was nice. Yeah. Like I was really well equipped really quickly. The last few no logic seeds I've done have had like no weapons for almost an hour, so this was a nice change.
yeah. Just hand me all the weapons except ice rods.
Yeah. I'm glad that turned up. I was never going to get that ice big key in Maya. Like Maya was gonna be after I almost full cleared GT. So
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even if you go Meyer here, like if you don't find Ice Rod and you don't go to Meyer, like you go to Meyer, you find Ice Palace. Do you go back to Ice Palace?
yeah, exactly, right?
Because that Ice Palace big doesn't give you anything because you can just cave state everything there anyway.
Yeah.
Like if you got Red Cane and Glove and Hammer, then maybe Ice Palace would be like, oh, this is just a quick YBA to get 3 quick checks.
Yeah.
Then maybe, but
there was still a lot to do, so ice was gonna be ice big chest was gonna be a while away.
But yeah, with your equipment, you are potentially in go mode, SacriJuts, if you do the double YBA to What was it, Silvergun? From desert to swamp and then swim to the boss?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was saying it's
I don't.
possible, but I mean, if you're not comfortable in the race, I wouldn't blame you for looking for items, but yeah, technically double YBAs would solve your swamp and TR problems. It's just a matter of, actually doing it, of course, is another thing, but
I mean, I don't really know how I would go to try next though.
Oh, there's double
With only 2
YBAs.
borders.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
well, you would have to either overworld conveyor or link state from an item, which I guess you're not really doing that without mirror, but I guess you would have to overworld conveyor.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I sometimes forget that not everybody knows how to do that, because it used to be that not that many people did it, but a lot more people are doing it. But not everyone's doing it yet, so
When
maybe
you were
something to think about.
YB8 from Pod, did you go to Swamp Palace, by the way? Because I looked away for a second. At the end.
Me?
Yeah.
I want. At first, I wanted to go to. Where was it?
Yeah, because
I wanted to. Yeah, I YBA'd into Era. I only unlocked the door on the way and opened the chest.
Because if you went Swamp there to unlock Swamp, that would have been a good play. I was also speaking of it when you were in Mire,
true.
because if you went from Mire and unlocked Swamp, because Swamp has to be unlocked some way, one way or another way.
Yeah.
You would have gotten your pearl, and it would have put you in such a good state when you were in Mire.
Yeah.
So when I saw you went away, I was like, why didn't he unlock Swamp? That's so sad.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Because you
Forgot it was not fun.
could have done unlock Swamp and just die after unlocking it and put you back in the same
Yeah.
spot where you were.
That would have been better.
Yeah, that would have given you pearl, and it would have given you more options as well. So, and you would have also gotten your third bottle there. Because why would they not put everything in the swamp? But yeah, like there's small things that could have gone your way. Like if Muffin never found the second ice rod, it would have been quite interesting. But overall, GG's to both runners. It was really enjoyable.
Thanks, GG's again, SacriJuts. Thanks, JD and Nobly for comms and tracking.
Yeah,
Oh,
just everyone.
I didn't know the tracker was
course.
this big, so haven't done key sanity tracking since Cross Keys 2022, I think. But yeah, no logic is around the corner. I have vacation, good times, Best way to spend the team.
It is.
Yeah, thanks for playing, you guys. It was a pleasure to commentate.
Well, it was fun to play.
Yeah, looking forward to game 2. Any time? Any play?
Yeah, it should be Thursday, same time.
Yep.
Guess I know what I'm doing on Thursday. Yeah, good luck to both, and for you, Muffin, I hope you win, but I really hope you win SacriJuts, because game 3 is the best.
Yes, and good luck to both of you. Any other thoughts, Nobly?
No, thank you for doing the comms. It was really pleasant, and yeah.
Good. Muffins, SacriJuts, do either of you have any comments about the seed? Anything further?
No, I think we covered everything. So just GG's again, and thanks again. And let's see how it goes on Thursday.
Yes. So if you are a fan of these No Logic runners, please follow the runners and stay tuned. We have more races. Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, we have a race of Gabriel Campos versus Prior 57. Sorry if that's the wrong pronunciation. So Wednesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern is the rematch with Muffins and SacriJuts. And then Thursday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern is going to be myself versus Simple Clips. So, yeah, a lot of races on the docket if you are interested.
Oh yeah, me and Trey Spire is racing on Wednesday. 2 p.m. 3 p.m. EDT, I think. We haven't. I don't know if we put it up when we spoke about it, but it's gonna be on.
Well, I'm looking at the schedule right now, so you might want to, you know, confirm that was submitted.
Well, it has been submitted then. If it's not there, so means I have to submit it.
All right, well, fair enough. All right, well, thank you, Nobly, for tracking and assisting with commentary. Thanks to Blue Link for setup. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting it. Thanks to our runners for racing. And my name's JD Silvergun, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.